Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this video, and happy International Project Management Day. My name is John Sanderson, and I am an instructor for the Project Management Training Institute. In that role, I teach project managers how to take and be successful at taking a certification test such as the Project Management Professional, or PMP, the CAPM, the Agile Certified Practitioner, and all the certifications related to disciplined Agile, one of the newest additions to the PMI family. That is where I want to focus my attention today, on disciplined Agile, and give you a brief overview of that area of project management. And I do so not to try to make you an expert in disciplined Agile, but to get you excited or get you at least interested enough that you go seek more on your own. Maybe pick up the book called Choosing Your Wow, maybe looking at the area on PMI called Disciplined Agile, and maybe even picking up a certification course or two that will help you certify and understand more about Disciplined Agile. So I want to talk about a couple of different things, very high level. First thing, and one of the things that makes Disciplined Agile kind of unique, is it is designed to cover all the bases of project management. And what do I mean by that? Well, remember I said the book is called Choosing Your Wow. And choosing your wow, wow standing for way of working, means the understanding is not all projects are the same. Projects are different, and therefore the way we ought to work them also should be different. What do I mean by that? Disciplined Agile actually covers three different groupings of life cycle. One we're pretty familiar with is called serial, sometimes called predictive, sometimes called waterfall, and that is where we have a pretty good idea what that end result is going to look like. Think of a construction project where we're building a building. We have a pretty good idea what that building's going to look like. We may have a lot of historical information and therefore be able to come up with estimates for our cost and our duration. So we know a lot of that stuff up front, and we work systematically toward that end result. That's called predictive or waterfall, and in disciplined Agile terms, it's called serial. We cover that. But what if we're not quite to that? In other words, we can't quite define the end result. We know what we want to accomplish, but we don't know the end result. We could use something called Agile. And you've probably heard of Agile. In fact, the most popular area of Agile is called Scrum, where we're going to break down our work into time-boxed periods of development. And we're going to produce something in each one of those time boxes, building upon the last one until we get the entire project. That's called Agile. The third type is we kind of extend that Agile into a continuous flow of work based on lean manufacturing concepts, and it is indeed called lean. So those three groupings of life cycle, serial, Agile, and lean, all supported within the Disciplined Agile toolkit. So we kind of have a breadth of those life cycles. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about is in Disciplined Agile, we're talking about layers or levels that we also support. The first is called the foundation level. Now, guess where those life cycles would fit? You're right in that foundation. Choosing your way of working is part of the foundation, part of the things we're going to do. Which way are we going to do this work? We also have things like our 8 principles. So there's 8 principles within Disciplined Agile. I'm not going to go through them all, but the first one is probably the most important, kind of the one in the center, and the one we all want to do as project managers. It's called delight customer, because that's what our goal is, to delight our customer. And that's one of the principles. There's 7 others. There's also some guidelines. There's some promises. All those things being part of the foundation. Now let's build upon the foundation. What's next? Well, development leads to operations. So the second level that we're going to talk about is called Disciplined Agile Devops. Disciplined Agile Devops takes that result from our project all the way through to when the product is going to be used in operations or production. It kind of melds those two together so that we are constantly in development supporting operations and vice versa. So Disciplined Agile DevOps, the second level. The third level is why we do it. This is based on the flex, the Al Shalloway's flex area that also has become part of PMI, which is about value stream. In fact, the third level is called value stream. And what does that mean? We're going to build a product. We want to build a wonderful product. But that wonderful product only is valuable if the marketplace determines that it is valuable. So in value stream, we're talking about the entire process from idea all the way through to turning that idea into some value that we get from the marketplace. The whole thing, soup to nuts. Now, what's the fourth level? Is there anything more? Yeah, there's one more level. It's called Discipline Agile Enterprise. And Discipline Agile Enterprise is about how the entirety of your organization, the entirety of your enterprise supports the value stream of the organization, supports that turning your development into something that's of value to your organization or enterprise. So those are the four levels: the foundation, Discipline Agile DevOps, value stream, and finally Discipline Agile Enterprise. Now, if you think about that, that encompasses quite a bit of stuff. In just a couple of minute video, I can't dig into any of that stuff in any great detail, but Discipline Agile does. There are 21 processes that you can go through, and under those 21 processes, hundreds of potential answers and choices that you have. So Discipline Agile becomes a very prescriptive toolkit, a very prescriptive methodology based on so many different choices that you have. So it kind of takes the best of both worlds. If you look at a continuum, some of the least prescriptive frameworks would be something like Scrum, which, there are 16 pages in the Scrum manual, so not very prescriptive, to SAFe, or one of the more predictive life cycles that is very, very specific, and we know exactly what we're going to do. Discipline Agile kind of tries to make a combination. They want to have you do all the choices up front, but then once you do, you have a pretty prescriptive framework in order to follow as part of that toolkit. So my hope is that after listening to this video, you got a little bit of a flavor and maybe a little bit more interest to find out a little bit more about Discipline Agile. Where do you go? Well, look for the book, Choosing Your Way of Working. And if you're a PMI member, you can download that for free right from the website. Look at the Discipline Agile area of PMI.org, or find a training partner that can help you understand more and maybe even help you implement the Discipline Agile toolkit within your organization. For all of you that lead projects and add value to your organization, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for watching this video, and I wish you a very happy International Project Management Day.